Thank you for joining us. In the no-flop zone, you're taking time out with me, Boti, and my co-host, Joey Wright. We've got a fair few things to get through. I'll just give the viewers a précis of what we're doing. Asia Cup preview. We're looking at Jack McVeigh's move, Alex Ducas' move, JaVale McGee. It's been a huge week, honestly, and we're going to go through all of it. It's got some great reader questions too, or viewer questions, I should say. Jack McVeigh going to the Cairns Taipans, did that shock you?
No, it didn't shock me. No, it didn't shock me. I thought Jack is a relationship guy. Like basketball to him means a lot more than just basketball. And I know Adam Ford does a really good job of creating that atmosphere. Atmosphere of inclusion, atmosphere of excitement, and Jack will, he'll obviously be featured in that offense that likes to shoot a lot of three-pointers.
Yep.
And he's a guy that can shoot a lot of three-pointers.
Yeah, that connection with Tasmania was so strong. I mean, he's hit the greatest shot in the history of the NBL to help them win a championship. He's won MVP, made the Olympic team, NBA, G League. You weren't shocked by that?
You just said it.
Is there money in it?
You just said it. He's done it all.
Okay.
He's done it all, from coming from Tasmania. So you not necessarily want to go back to somewhere where you've done it all. That already makes it very hard.
Yeah.
He's a Queensland kid by nature. He's wearing his thongs and boardies around for most of the time. So I think the climate would have had a lot to do with it. Playing style would have had a lot to do with it, and they paid him.
Right. Okay, and they picked up Rain Smith as well from college, another Tasmanian kid, the way they got Taron Armstrong. I think Tasmania must be pulling their hair. How are they getting our guys? What is Adam Ford doing? But the pieces, without the imports, already there's some nice pieces there with Wardenberg's there, and there's some nice pieces coming together for Cairns.
Look, if they stay healthy, they'll always be competitive, just, from the way the 40 coaches and their style of play. If they stay healthy. Last couple of years, they had some issues with health, and you don't have a lot of depth in that situation. Like you're not at a Melbourne or a Sydney or Adelaide even, where you
can't pull.
You can pull people from the bench. You gotta go to work with what you have. So if you get injured, you're in trouble.
Let's talk Illawarra. Now, interesting things going there. JaVale McGee, 3-time NBA champion, 2 with Golden State Warriors. 1 with Los Angeles Lakers, also 3-time MVP of Shaqtin' the Fool. And if you don't know what that is, look it up on YouTube. SHAQTIN, the Fool. How do you feel about that? He's 37. Is he still
he's killing in Puerto Rico. He's done a great job in a very competitive league in Puerto Rico.
7 foot tall?
7 foot would still a pretty good vertical jump on him and a good wingspan as well. We wouldn't have seen a big like him out here ever. In Australia, he's going to be more mobile, agile, athletic than most of the bigs, the 7-footers that we've seen. I don't think he'll last past the first quarter with fouls. He's kind of clumsy and big and on the NBA court, which is bigger than our FIBA courts. He's going to be running and bumping into people. He's not going to last most games. I think he'll foul out most games, but while he's in there, it'll be exciting. We've
spoken before, though, about our league not really being great for 7-footers anymore. Right. Like it's a running 3-point shooting league. Yeah. But do you think because of his athleticism he'll make it work?
Yeah, see, he can for a quarter until he foul out. But he's different in the fact that he can run and jump. Like most of the bigs like him are playing in EuroLeague and not coming here and necessarily playing. But at 37, he probably wants to come somewhere where he can enjoy life and not just basketball. He's a great human being, great person. So Illawarra's just plugging in other good personnel there. But it'll be interesting to see. I'll be very surprised if he makes it through the first 3 or 4 games without falling out.
Well, he's got preseason, but you know what our refs are like. Welcome to Australia. Here's a couple of quick fouls. I don't know why they tend to do that, but they do that.
They tend to do that.
Harry Froling as well with the Hawks. Were you surprised? Pleased?
I was surprised. I was surprised with that just because Harry's been there before, and I think Justin might have been around as well. Not that that's an issue, but with his brother Sam being out, Harry's probably a great replacement. We know that Harry can get it done if he's focused and locked in. So hopefully after everything that's happened, he'll come back focused and locked in.
Do you think they can contend again? Like they'll put in a good championship defense, given there's some nice pieces that are gone?
I think they need to get that other guard spot right. Yeah, I think that's going to be an issue. Trey Kell was huge, a huge loss for them. If they get that right, and they can. I mean, it was some issues. I mean, you look at how many games Trey Kell actually played last year. He missed some games.
Yep.
So if they can get another guy that can come in and play a little bit more and average those numbers out, they can be tough again. They're going to be tough just the way they coach. They're coached.
Jonah Bolden also there. So they've got some big pieces.
They got some big pieces. The two question marks at that spot would obviously be Jonah and Harry. They got those two. They got to come in and produce. We've been waiting to see them produce on the court the last couple of years.
Do you think Justin Tatum is going in a different direction in terms of the way he's going to have this team play?
I don't think so. I mean, their style of play was just aggressive.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
Fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. It was aggressive. It was, calculated. If they had mismatches, they would go at him. I thought he did everything right. So whatever he has, I think he's going to coach it the right way. So, whatever it comes to the table, I think it'll be the right way. But it'd be great to see Harry or Jonah step up and have a great year.
Okay, let's move to one of your former clubs, Brisbane Bullets. Alex Ducas, he's two-way player, OKC, NBA, back playing for Brisbane. Shock?
No, not a shock. I mean, right now with the money that's being paid in the NBL, if you're going to go play low-level European basketball, it's a lot better to play here in Australia. I mean, the lifestyle's great, league's great. It's good to come back here. Sometimes in Europe, you don't know if you're getting paid. You can be in a very tough environment. I would come back here. You're going to get your money here if you're an Australian. So you're going to get it.
Jacob Holt. Now, is he an Australian? He's a 6'10" kid that they've picked up from Canada. Yeah, he's actually Canadian, but his mother was born in Sydney. Mm-hmm. So he's qualified as an Australian because he's got naturalised.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting piece.
He's 7 foot?
6'10". But legit 6'10", not.
Know nothing about him. Bracky coming in, I think that's going to be an exciting one. He could shoot that ball, and he has high IQ as well. So, we've seen some guys in the league, I think, like him before. But if he shoots that ball, he can stretch it for him. He could be a good piece.
They've got Jalen Adams. They've got Casey Prather. And the new import is Javon Freeman-Liberty, who's a two-way guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the pieces are starting to look good. The question mark for me, and probably for you and probably for most people, will be Stu Lash at coach. That's the question. Now, he might turn out to be...
He could be the best coach ever.
That's right. Phil Jackson too, or Red Auerbach, or whatever you want to name. John Wooden. Yeah. But he also could turn out to be... Well, we're not going to name the bad ones, but...
Look, Aussies are the weirdest group of basketball fans I know. You guys hate any new coach and any old coach. You guys like a coach that's got about a 3-4 year run of doing good, and then you're going to start hating them after that. Scott Roth is coming. Y'all hate him in a minute.
No,
Justin's got another 2 years.
No,
I'm telling you. I'm talking about overall fans. You guys do not give coaches who have coached a long time the respect from this one reason. Some of these people can't even hold an under-14s Div 2 coaching job for more than 2 years. If you got a coach that's done it at the highest level for more than 4 or 5 years, give him his kudos and leave him alone.
But he hasn't. So that's the point.
That's the point. Stu, come on in here and kill it, man.
Every new coach that comes in, I want them to succeed, especially the Australian boys. You want them to succeed. You don't want them to fail. But the writing's on the wall in some places. I mean, there's a question coming up later about Mike Wells at Adelaide, so that'll be interesting. The bad one, Sean MacDonald doing his ACL, playing for the Boomers against Colorado. A meaningless game, nearly over, and he's out for 12 months.
I don't think you can go back and look at the game. He's got to play in.
Yes,
he's got to play in that game. But he's one of my favorite players in the whole league. Seriously, he's one of my favorite players, and to see him go out, didn't get to see him much last year. Don't get to see him much this year. That's disappointing because I think he was going to come in and absolutely kill it, and probably look at being at one of those second team, all league.
Yeah. But they were giving him the ball. It was like, okay, Sean, you've played second fiddle long enough. Yeah. You've shown that you can do it. Here we go. And he's starting for this particular version of the Boomers team that's going to the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
And then that happens. It's just, I know it can happen to anybody at any time. It's happened to me, probably happened to you. But it's just sad that it's this guy who gives you everything every time he comes on. He's smart, good decision maker, good shooter. Yeah, it's a bit of a tragedy. All right, let's move forward to viewers' topics. And we've got one from a J. Wright. A J-O, but it's not E-Y. It's not an in-house question. This is from John Wright. And
JW. That's
yeah,
my man, JW.
okay. He says, there's some really good ones. He's got about 4 good ones here. If you were to pick the Boomers Olympic team tomorrow, let's make it today,
Yeah.
who would be your 12? There's no restrictions on who's in Australia, overseas, injured, etc. Just go for it. All right, who's your team?
I'm going to give you 10. Exum, Furphy, Daniels, Jock, Rocco,
Rocco.
Wessels,
Right.
Magnay, McVeigh, Green, and Giddy.
Hey, help from the audience. Come on now.
Hey, good job, audience.
I was going to say, you're leaving Giddy out, eh? Dyson Daniels. I got Dyson Daniels, Giddy, Green, Exum, Landau, McVeigh, Magnay. I've got Matisse Thybul in mind. I've got Duop Reith in mind. I've got John Furphy in mind. That's only 10, but I like a Harry Wessels or someone's going to emerge,
over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Develop. And
So
I think Rocco has probably the best chance to develop him, but Wessels look really good as well. It'd be great to have 2 old school bigs back in the program.
And then there's sort of like an Alex Ducas. He might be. So it'll be a very interesting team for the next Olympics. That's for sure. I think we've got some potential to do well and moving forward. So the new era, the end of the Paddy Mills era, the Joe Ingles, the Matthew Dellavedova, Bogut, all of that sort of like, okay, they're in the rearview mirror now. We've got to go forward. Yep. Okay. Good one. Okay, Johnny says that our discussion with the 36ers chances was interesting. However, he was surprised that you said, quote, a one-to-one discussion needs to take place with the important people in the team, end of quote. So he says, I understand his intent, but are you saying some members of the team aren't important?
Not near as important as others. I mean, it's always your team's unweighted. You treat them all the same.
Sure.
And they all have to adhere to whatever the core values of the team is. But when you're having conversations about leadership, it's going to be certain people that you talk to and certain people you don't. I don't know what I said, to be honest with you, but if I said that
the alcohol was still there.
Some people are more important than others is what the comment that
Yes.
I would. And those people that are more important in leadership, I would be sitting down and having a conversation with them probably weekly, to be honest with you.
Okay, now John's obviously a big 36ers fan because this question says, I don't think the elephant in the room was discussed enough or even at all, and that is Adelaide 36ers coach and his staff. He says, Boti, I fully endorse your comments about coaches and their clipboards and timeouts, etc., but it didn't go far enough with regard to Adelaide's actual coach. We're talking Mike Wells. Preparation is a vital ingredient in successful coaching, which Coach Wells appears to do well, but experience in coaching at a high level and a feel for the game as it unfolds, I don't think he showed. In your coaching career, Joey, you appear to have a strong gut feeling on the ebbs and flows of the game and react accordingly, but I'm not so sure Wells has this gut instinct yet. Adelaide has a fantastic team on paper, but most NBL teams have tooled up big time. If we have a coach that has pre-prepared subs at certain times, which John says he's got that information on good authority, so he's got it's time for you to play now, whoop, get on and get off, then that may be part of Adelaide's downfall. What are your thoughts?
Well, my gut feel in the first 2 years of coaching wasn't near as good as my gut feel in the last 2 years of coaching.
Of course.
You're always a better coach the day you're fired than the day you're hired. So I think Mike Wells will grow as a coach. So I don't know if he was bad last year, but he'll definitely grow as a coach if he keeps, having a head coaching job where he has to make decisions. As far as predetermined subs and not a feel for this, I hate that. Like I never went into a game having I'm gonna play this guy at this time or that guy at this time. In my head, I could manage every single person's minutes on that bench. I knew exactly at the end of the game. It was one game in the 500 I coached where I realized I didn't play Dylan Boucher as much as I thought I did. But other than that, I know guys' minutes, and I can manage those in my head. I don't have to have them come in at the middle quarter of every quarter just to keep up with their, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good feel. I don't know that he did that. I didn't watch enough games. What are your thoughts? Did you see that?
I wasn't looking for that, but the game that gets me still is the Southeast Melbourne game, the final that they lost, where they were 20 plus up, right? And then when the run came, when the momentum shifted, he stood on the sidelines and did this. Now I know you said it when we discussed this previously that it's happened to you, and it's happened to me as a coach, where you can't. It's happening, and nothing that you try works to stop that momentum. But he didn't try anything. He just stood there with his arms folded and made some subs and watched the game get lost, and then fell back on, let's bitch to the refs. It's like, that's immature coaching to me. That's a coach that hasn't got experience. If you're still blaming the refs when you bungled a 20-point lead, honestly, that game, he lost me that game.
Look, I know, I think a little bit of that is in all of basketball right now, where it's cool not to do anything. Like the NBA, like we talk about the how the NBA affects the players and, ability to shoot through more three-pointers and whatever. I think it affecting the coaching as well. One thing about the NBA that I don't like is that on runs and on this, they just stay with the same stuff. They just do the same thing. You don't see any change up, any nothing. Now you look at, some of the coaches, coach at Indiana,
Rick Carlisle.
Yeah. Rick Carlisle will do some different things.
Yes.
He'll change it up. He'll try some different stuff. He'll give it a different look. But some of them are so cool in the fact that we'll just, ride this thing out. And I don't like that. I like, giving it a shake and trying some different stuff. Let's go half court press. Let's trap. Let's go to zone. I've seen very little change ups last year in the NBL, and even by some experienced coaches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm with you completely on that you've got to try things, you've got to do things, and that I didn't see it happening. I do think sometimes you've got to, for your team to grow, when there's a crisis, occasionally you've got to let them work their way through it.
Yeah.
But when that's a constant and you never call a timeout that's appropriate, where I think or when you call your timeout, you grab your clipboard, you put it down, go here and run from here to there. Yeah. All right, and he's finished up, John Wright, for something lighter. Boti is the master of the pun, both in headlines and storylines. That's very kind, very kind. Can you come up with some possible puns for the Sixers next season? He said, I'll get the ball rolling with some possible examples. Cotton reels in opposition. Cotton threads through Sydney defence. Cotton weaves through. I think we've got a lot of cotton happening here. All right, Sixers at 6s and 7s. I think I've used that. Have we got any more? Well, you got any?
Instead of Red Army, let's go Blue Army this year.
Let's
go with the Blue Army.
How about DJ is making music?
That's terrible.
Well, come on, just
that's terrible.
All right, okay.
Crickets. Can you put crickets in this after what I say?
What about Cameron drives to the basket in like Flynn? It's a good saying.
Crickets. Dad jokes.
Well, what do you think cotton reels in opposition is?
We're going to cut this segment.
No good? All right, Ballaholic says, he's a regular. Much like players enjoy certain matchups, as a coach, Joey, did you feel there was a coach who always had their number?
Well, I never lost to Andrew Gaze. So,
okay.
I think
Andrew Gaze the coach.
Andrew Gaze the coach. Andrew Gaze, the player, kicked my butt plenty of times. But as a coach, I thought we got, and that's in retrospect. That's not going into the game. You don't ever go into a game thinking, "Oh, I got this one," or "I can outmaneuver them." And I mean, you do that, you're in trouble. But just as a, if I look back on my career, probably the only coach I hadn't lost to was at Drury.
Okay, but there was no other coach you looked at down there and thought, "Oh, yeah, I got him."
Oh no, I wouldn't. I don't think I'm that good of a coach that I can look down there and be like, "I got him." Like
that's not what you said off there. All right, what's the recruiting process for an import look like? Is it money or opportunity based?
Oh, with me, most of the time was opportunity based. We didn't have the funds. The last two clubs I coached at Gold Coast and Adelaide really had the funds to make it a money deal. I thought it was interesting. I was with some of the coaches in Vegas one time at Summer League, and these guys were talking about how they're recruiting, and they were synergy recruiting, where they can go in and put in the stats that they're looking for, and then it spits out 12, 13 players, and then you go talk to those 12, 13 players. I thought it was hilarious, because if I put that in there, what I was looking for, and spit it back out, it was probably a lot more money than I ever had. So for me, it was always opportunity based. For some, it's financially based. And like if you go into Cairns and play for a 40 other than Jack. It's not a lot of money there. You got to go for the opportunity of blowing up, getting better, having some playing time, playing in a style that's conducive for you to excel, and then go from there.
Yeah. Okay. How do you convince Americans to play in a league they maybe haven't even heard of?
As far as this?
Yeah.
The NBL?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
that's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, everyone's heard of the NBL. You're coming somewhere that has all the TV shows you have in America. They have all the food you have in America.
Big arches.
It's less crime. People are nice. Like, Australia is not a hard sell.
Yeah. Okay. When signing players, there's a fact they come from winning teams come into the decision. So, like, other numbers that you've got great stats, but all the teams you played for are losing teams. You haven't got such great stats, but every team you've played for is a contender.
I've never factored that in, to be honest with you, because I look at the individual. If the individual plays in winning ways, but just been surrounded by either bad coaching or bad players, that's not on him. I just individualize it and look at the player itself. If they play with winning ways, it's all that matters.
So you would have had Will Chamberlain in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
All right, where does Homicide, that's Corey Williams, the late great Corey Williams, rank as an import of our league for you guys, both in terms of playing and his impact off the court? He won the MVP in 2010.
Yeah.
And got Townsville to, I reckon, the semi-finals one year.
Yeah, I think he got to semis. Yeah. I as a personal friend of Corey's, as a mentor to Corey for a lot of years, I was obviously really close to him. So his impact for me personally was huge. But also his impact on the league after playing, I thought was really great as well. And I thought he did a great job of putting the league on the map. And saying some silly things that wasn't true, but saying them with conviction and energy and pizzazz, and I think the league needed that at the time.
He was a classic case of getting a reaction, whether it was a positive or a negative. He was getting a reaction.
He understood that.
Yes.
Attention meant something, and he was really good. The best thing he ever told me, especially when I was going through my drama, he called me up and he said, in his Corey Williams voice, "Hey, OG, you ain't got to tell your story, time will." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know what I mean." He goes, "Don't tell your story, time will." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And it did. So best advice I ever got.
In terms of an import, I wouldn't rate him in the top 10 or something. No. But in terms of a human being and what he brought to the game, I loved it. He was commentating in Adelaide one night, went to a nightclub afterwards, sent me a picture of my daughter teaching him how to do this, because she was out partying too. So, you got these moments with people and you sort of go, yeah, he was pretty special. Yeah,
as a character in the league, probably could put him in the top 10. As a character of the league, but probably not as a top 10 player.
Import, no. Okay, the one and only 259 says, even the NRL allows transfers, player swaps and trades in season. It's odd that the NBL doesn't allow it. That's the next step, isn't it? I mean,
it's got to be the next step.
Yeah.
If they don't, they're losing the marketing opportunity, because that's what trades are about. Trades are about the ability for people to sit in bars and converse about basketball and go back and forth. The NBA does a great job. It's only 2 weeks or 3 weeks that you don't talk about the NBA. The rest of the year, they got a reason, whether it's the draft, whether it's the trades or summer league or the season or playoffs or All-Star. They got a reason to talk about it, and the more reasons you give your fan base to talk about it, the better it's going to be. So the next development for this league would definitely be trades, and the money's there now. They can do it.
The NBL CEO has been talking about new venues where they might go, new cities where the league might expand. He's talking about All-Star Game. I'm thinking, you know what? Park that. Get onto this. Get onto trades.
Get onto this. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
You got to worry about a bunch of marketing, this, that, and the other. You just set it up, develop it, get the system down, and it sells itself, and it's free.
All right, here's a question without notice, not on the run sheet, just popped into my head. Ooh. Okay, it's like 1, 2, 3, or gold, silver, bronze, I want you to give me, as to which is the biggest move of the off-season 1, 2, 3. I'll do the ones I can remember chronologically. So we had Matthew Dellavedova go to Sydney. We had Kendrick Davis go to Sydney. We had Bryce Cotton come to Adelaide. We've got Jack McVeigh going to Cairns. We have Alex Ducas at Brisbane. We have JaVale McGee going to Illawarra, along with Jonah Bolden and Harry Froling. Milton Doyle going to Melbourne. Okay, and Joe Ingles re-signing for a year with Minnesota. A few clubs thought they were going to get him here, but I mean, I thought that's a pretty big one because I thought Joe was done. How do you rate him? 1, 2, 3.
Gold, without a doubt, is Cotton coming to Adelaide. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, I still can't believe it.
Cotton coming to Adelaide is huge. So I think that's the gold standard there. JaVale McGee coming to Illawarra would be my silver.
Yeah.
And Jack McVeigh to Cairns would be my bronze.
Yeah.
What do you got?
No, I don't know about JaVale McGee. I think Milton Doyle's a big one too. He's going to be very important in that Melbourne mix. But in terms of just profiling what he's bringing, yeah. And I haven't even mentioned Zil and Cheatham, and there's been a few other good ones. Joe Luella-Chul at Perth.
Yep.
There's a couple more. Some
just
big
impact
ones.
to that club, you can't beat Cotton. I don't think you can. The impact that he's had on the LA 36, I don't think you can beat.
No.
With McGee going to a 3-time NBA champion, going to a team here in the league, I think that's huge. And then anytime you can acquire McVeigh.
Honestly, I've been with this league since day 0. I've never seen a bigger off season in terms of major people moving around
and coming into the league.
Yeah. It's going to be. It really does augur well for a terrific season. And picking who's going to make finals, etc. Going to be very difficult. All right, NBA offseason quickly. What's happened to the Pillsbury Doughboy, Luka Doncic? The Michelin man. The guy who's got great ability but has never shown much discipline. He is in the gym. He's cut. What is going on?
Well, at some point, every single NBA player that we've had issues with their weight, this and that, they have a year where they come back and get it all right. It doesn't last. Let's see what he's doing in 3 years from now, 4 years from now. We usually see that, Shaq's, Zion, they always have that year where, they're going to be fit and in shape, and then that lasts a year or two, and then they're right back to where they were. So I'll check in a couple of years.
Get me the pepperoni pizzas. We'll just take a quick break. Right, we're back with a very quick Asia Cup preview. It started last night with Australia playing Korea. Australia is chasing its 3rd in a row. It's the defending champion of the Asia Cup. Hasn't been done for 20 years. They're ranked 7th in the world. The only team competing of the 16 in this that is ranked in the top 10. We're 7th. Korea is 53. Lebanon in our group is 29. Qatar is 87. You've got to finish top to go straight to the semi-final. 2nd or 3rd means you get to play across and get there the hard way. Adam Caporn, big test now for him as coach, because this is not our best Australian team, but it's the best available. And losing Sean MacDonald, who was starting in the point guard position, and replacing him with Josh Bannon was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. But Josh is one of those players that's probably good enough to be on a team, and they can slide some guys over and
it's just
and
like
do some
for
things.
like, I would have thought. But then they've got Rain Smith, they've got
you usually
Owen
think
Foxwell.
Right for right. But Owen with Foxwell will get out there and do some stuff for Rain Smith. But let's see. Let's give these guys more opportunity and see what happens.
Hyung Lee's playing at Korea from the Illawarra Hawks. We've got Yude Baba, who played for United. He's with the Japanese team, which is coached by Tom Hovas, who's an excellent coach. Ty Wesley, he's playing for Guam.
Oh.
39 years old. And he's running around for Guam.
He's probably one of the best players.
Yeah.
It is Guam.
Well, you're expecting us to win our 3rd in a row?
I would think so. Let's hope so. If
There's
not,
some big countries in this that are noted for some. I mean, India's in this, and everybody in India has mastered the Punjab step.
I don't know if you can say that legally.
New Zealand has beaten Iraq, and Iraq is noted for playing a Moscan 1 defense. I don't mean to poke fun at it, but I think we are going to win this.
I think we'll win it. It's great to be in this region because you almost walk through. You're not really challenged, but it'd be great to have some little better challenges along the way.
Next highest ranked team is New Zealand in this tournament at 21, so we could even maybe see that. I mean, they're rated higher than Japan and China at the moment, and their first win they absolutely belted Iraq 100-78, and this Taylor Britt kid top scored, so he's going to be something for the Breakers.
Yeah.
Interesting times ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in these times ahead.